what? You know what I'm saying?
CCTV, from day one, we said, this will be visual. When people tell me on Spotify, they're like, I don't know what's going on. I have no context to the rough.
People message you on Spotify?
Welcome back to CCTV, live on Spotify Video, the #1 messenger app for preteens.
We're in the jungle.
We are in the jungle. Panama, baby. We flew out, spent all of the ad money immediately.
Bro, is this a lime tree?
It's a lime tree.
What?
That's not a lime tree. There's large orange fruit on that tree.
Oh, is this
that's what limes grow out
Is it
of.
a green-orange tree?
Nailed it, dude.
There's so much we don't know about nature. Like these beautiful palms above us, bigger than the size of your head to sit comfortably in the shade, right here in Los Angeles. I mean, Panama.
California.
Tahiti.
Tahiti. It'd probably be like really humid if we were in Tahiti, but this is perfect. Cool breeze.
These things are really competing with each other because
The vegetation?
Asshole tree is just blocking off all the light, and so they have to grow out and do some funky stuff to.
Oh, yeah.
But it's causing them to grow out and form the shade cover, which is what we want.
Right.
So it
Just benefits us in the end. That's
Yeah.
the whole point of being a human.
Yeah.
Is doing things to nature to only benefit us.
Yes.
Do plants feel pain?
Some.
I heard they do.
Yeah.
There's like signals
that,
and
right?
stuff.
They can like make like stuff like when a caterpillar's eating them
Right.
or a bark beetle. They signal to other plants.
Man, that would suck.
Not really sure what that does for
There's
the other
nothing that you can
plants.
do. Like, if you were a plant.
It's just kind of like,
Gives them anxiety.
like, oh, that sucks for him.
If you're trying to,
I hope that beetle doesn't waddle over here.
It's like if I called you, and
Yeah.
it's like someone's killing me and they're coming to kill you soon, and then you had no information you could
Right.
act on, and you couldn't leave your house.
It's just kind of like the links in the trees and stuff like that. They can sort of be like, it's going to be a bad winter. Everyone be ready. That type of vibe.
right, it's like when the pine cones shrivel up when it's going to be cold or winter's coming, right?
Did you ever see The Happening?
The Happening?
Where the
Yeah.
plants make everyone have like
Dude, don't spoil it.
No, spoil it.
a headache.
You're spoiling it. You actually spoiled it.
When did this movie come out? 2005?
2000 I don't know.
It's the same premise as Final Fantasy VII. The planet gets hurt and it activates its defenses.
Dude, spoilers.
It's the same premise as
I spoiled
Battle
it
for
already.
Azeroth.
That's right.
Yeah.
When Sargeras stabs the planet with a giant sword.
Yes.
What is
exactly.
the podcast when you think about it?
We
anymore?
have Garrett. He's never been on the podcast before.
Never been on the
We had
podcast.
Tony last week for episode number 60 something. They were saying 60. I don't know. Hopefully 69 because that'll be funny.
And we're not able to make.
We're
that
not going to
joke
hit
yet.
100.
We're not going to hit 100.
We're not going to hit 100. That makes me so sad.
Does it break your heart? Does it keep you
Yeah.
up at night? You're like, damn.
How long would it take for us? Maybe another 2 years or something like that.
And it's
for us
only
to
at
hit.
60.
If we did it like Sugar Pine and just really crank through a bunch of them as the main form of content.
Well, I would love to go and film in your bedroom at some point here.
Yeah, I will become. Well, who's more suited to be the recluse? You want to be the recluse? We gotta drive.
What do you mean?
I mean, like.
Oh, like,
gotta be
you
like
have to come to
Steven.
me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, probably me, I guess. Although you kind of switch out in between as well.
We
Are
could
you
tag team?
Are you a recluse?
I would say so. Definitely.
What do you do outside of work?
We know nothing.
Yeah.
Wait.
You could tell us anything and
Listen.
we'd believe it.
You need to stop calling it work. Okay.
What do you do outside of fun?
Oh wait,
Outside of fun.
cliffhanger. Before you worry about
Okay.
what Garrett does with his free time, I bet sometimes he gets hungry. Sometimes, while you're being a recluse, you're like, dude, if only there was an app on my phone that could just bring my favorites to me. Wouldn't that be incredible?
That would be incredible.
It's probably the only reason you don't starve to death, to be
Bro,
honest,
what's happening?
Right? What's wrong? Is there
We've
a squirrel?
activated the jungle sounds.
Those are
What?
jungle noises, dude.
Sound effects library. has
I
been
thought that
turned
was
on.
coming from Lindsay's phone.
She's just playing bird noises.
Yeah, it was like she's adding to the atmosphere.
She's playing Temple Run.
True or false? Would you have starved to death if DoorDash didn't exist?
Yeah.
Beautiful. What more do you need to hear? Long day at work, tough day at school, still stuck at the office? Treat yourself to the meal you deserve on demand from your favorite restaurant. Restaurants come to you with DoorDash. Maybe you love to cook, but you're not in the mood to do the dishes tonight. I hear ya, brother. Watch your favorite show with your favorite people instead and get it delivered with DoorDash. Hey, what's the one dish from your favorite restaurant you can never recreate at home?
Cajun jambalaya from Cheesecake Factory.
A cheesecake from Cheesecake.
Cheesecake.
Grass. Well, how about this? DoorDash, you don't have to get up the couch and they'll bring that favorite to you. DoorDash connects you to your favorite restaurants in your city. Whether you're in the Panamanian jungle, you hear all these great birds, or, somewhere else like Boise, Probably
Two extremes.
Probably a lot of the two extremes. Probably still got a Chipotle. Probably got some pretty good restaurant options.
Boise Chipotle.
Boise Chipotle. Let's go there for a Yelp video.
I want to try that now.
Just use the DoorDash app, choose what you want to eat, and a Dasher will bring it to you anywhere you are. Not only is that one burger place you love on DoorDash already, but over 310,000 other amazing restaurants are too. DoorDash connects you with door-to-door delivery in over 3,300 cities, all 50 states, and Canada. You can get, your local go-tos or big favorite chains like Chipotle, Wendy's, Chick-fil-A, Cheesecake Factory. Listen, you want to save $5 off your first order of $15 or more? Just download the DoorDash app and enter the promo code CCTV. That's $5 off your first order of $15 or more. All you gotta do is download the DoorDash app, type in the promo code CCTV. It's so simple. I would say it's not a necessity, but a perk of modern life. There's a lot of bad things. Guess what? You want a meal brought to you, DoorDash will do that. You can save $5.
I would have killed for that a couple of years ago. I used to always try to figure out, I get left home a lot, and I didn't really know how to cook in my early teens. And I would just be like, man, I can really go for something down the street. But I was like, I can't really walk around down the street because it's kind of dangerous. And so I would have killed for this back in the day.
Yeah. Is there a minimum age to use DoorDash? Can you be 11 and be like, I linguine.
Well, I mean, imagine if you just have a card and then they just show up at your house and there's an 11-year-old that's
I guess that's true.
holding their hand out. You're not gonna be like, whatever.
You'd be like, my dad ordered this. No.
Right.
You home alone, kid? Just run back.
Yeah, I don't even know why DoorDash needs to have such a big ad read. It should be pretty simple. It's, hey, your favorite restaurant? What if someone could go get that food for you? I'm sold. Done. Then and there. No need to say, we have over 1 billion, customers every single day.
I think the hook is less recluses and more fringe. Someone who's busy listening to the podcast while they run their business. They went to the gym. They biked for 3 miles and they're like, you know what? I do deserve a treat. Versus us, where they're like, you fucking slob. We're gonna leave the house. You're not even dressed.
Your mic is the one muted. Where is it at?
Lindsay's trying to communicate with us. This is like Jane Goodall and the Chimps.
Do you want to take a time out, or do
Your
you?
mic back that.
Mine? You're talking to me? I think you're talking to Alex.
No, I said your name 3 times.
When we shoot
Definitely said
CCTV every
Alex.
week,
I heard Alex.
I had definitely heard Alex. I think she said Alex. So thank you for backing me up, boys. Sometimes I have to take the mic pack out and give you that high fidelity audio you're used to on every episode of CCTV. You're welcome, Lindsay.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Maybe there's people that actually go out and do stuff, and then they come home and cook most of the time, and then there's every once in a while where they don't want to cook. I believe that.
They go out and cure diseases.
There's a large population of people that refuse to cook.
Refuse.
Yeah. Outright.
Refuse? On what grounds?
On the grounds that DoorDash exists.
Okay.
From now on, I only want the podcast to be branching, tangent conversations from the ad reads.
Great.
So we just, that's the basis for the podcast, as though it were the meat of the podcast, and then we just gonna have side conversations until the next ad read.
I would cook, but I don't have the fridge space for it.
What's your fridge space looking like?
Those mini fridge that you have in your man cave?
On the set?
You
That's
only
my
have a
actual
mini fridge?
Yeah, I only have a mini fridge. I don't have a freezer.
Until this week, he only owned one cup.
Yeah, until Ninja sent me cups in the mail, I only had one mug that I use for everything.
What does your life look like right now?
Let's learn a little bit.
I live in a room.
Nice.
A lot of
It's
people
like a
I think.
studio, yeah.
Oh.
And then I have one of those Japanese room dividers
For yourself?
for myself.
For my room.
Why? you live alone?
Yeah,
Why do you have to divide the room?
Because you want,
workspace.
Yeah.
And then,
Oh, it's the mental separation.
yeah,
I see.
exactly.
Okay.
That's mostly it.
But your fridge is a mini fridge in there?
Yeah, it's
Can
just a mini
you
fridge.
even cook? Do you have a stove?
I don't have a stove. I have a toaster oven
Why do you live where you live?
because it's close to everything. It's close to my school.
What's your life situation right
Close
now?
to school. He's in school.
Let's get some Garrett lore. Let's learn more about Garrett.
You lead the panel.
Tell us about yourself, Garrett. Where were you before Couch Hub?
There's ants.
Until more recently, I was like living in Sacramento, so that's where I'm from.
That's where my father was born.
Really
Remarkable.
nice. Yeah, but Sacramento.
Fucking attacked.
Graduated high school, took a year off, figured out what I wanted to do, and then just figured I'd go to film school because like I don't know anybody down here. I feel like you don't need to go to film school if you like know people, but like I have no idea like about anything down here. So
Is getting into film a big thing in Sacramento? Is there a lot of people who want to do that?
I mean, not really. Like the film community isn't that big. I mean, you have movies like Lady Bird coming out.
They shot that in Sacramento?
I think so.
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen Lady Bird? Well, the whole premise of it is that the girl hates Sacramento
Yeah.
and wants to leave Sacramento.
Oh, nice.
So
Okay.
it's kind of funny. But that's like Sacramento's pride movie?
Yeah, a movie that just shits on itself.
That's really funny.
yeah. But
I don't hear good things about Sacramento because I have friends up there too, and they tell me there's nothing to do there at all. The one redeeming thing my buddy told me about Sacramento is that they have a train museum. That's it. That's it.
I've never even been in there. I just go outside.
He told me he went on a field trip there like 3 times during his childhood, and then that's the only good thing he had to tell me about Sacramento.
We'll do
So,
a Yelp review of the train museum too. We're gonna do like a cross-country tour of
should do that.
just random things.
When are we gonna do another RV trip?
When someone other than me learns how to drive an RV.
When were you in the first RV trip?
I mean, we as a collective group of Couch Hop.
He
Okay.
felt like he was there.
Yeah,
I was actually hired on during that. That was like my 3rd week I was there.
We were
but
just gone.
You were just gone, yeah. Anyways.
That's a good question though. We should do that.
You guys keep saying that like it's gonna happen, but it's
Area
not gonna
51,
happen.
dude. RV trip to Area
you wanna go
51.
there? We shot an Area 51 video. It's really funny.
Oh yeah, we did shoot. Okay, I see what you're saying.
You seemed really upset.
Was that out?
I don't know.
No, I didn't know if that was out already.
There's a
by
soft tease, I think.
Is
We can strike it from
It
the
should be
record.
out by now, yeah. It would have came out a few days ago.
Oh, it came out a few days ago?
now. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So you're not mad? It wasn't a spoiler?
No, not at all. I
pissed.
just thought you were like you guys separately shot a video, and I was like really happy for
That
a
was
second.
your idea.
That was
The
you
Area
being really
51
happy
video.
going,
Sorry.
you're like, oh good, they shot a video?
Yeah, no. I want to go to Area 51. I think we already talked about Area 51 2 weeks ago or whatever.
Really?
Didn't we on the last podcast with Tony? Did we talk about that?
I think a little bit, but we didn't say that we're gonna go. Well, I think we might have, but I think we were just memeing on it, so I don't know. I didn't know if that
This
was.
is the serious.
This is a serious. We are going to Area
Now-
51.
now.
Is that-
I want to.
I do too.
I want to go to Area 51.
I want to as well.
because I want to see what happens.
Oh, you
Because I
want-
think it might be the next Woodstock.
Ooh.
You know, where it's just like everyone's just going, and then it's like a big party. Because like the army's gonna be there, and they're not gonna let us in. But it's like we're in the middle of a desert, and everyone's probably gonna be drunk
But
and
Alex,
high.
they can't stop us all. What do you mean they're not gonna let us in?
I'm not gonna do it for the bit where I run into like like a government restricted compound. Like I already have enough problems in my life as it is, but I will gladly watch, other people do it. Absolutely.
Okay.
In fact, I'll even try to instigate it. I'll
You're
be
gonna
like,
egg them on.
Yeah.
But you're not yourself is not. You're not gonna participate.
Like,
Okay.
I'll be like, let's go, but then not go myself.
I hear you.
You know what I mean?
Anybody that runs towards that base is going to be arrested.
Do you know people will?
There's for sure gonna be people doing it. There's not gonna be as many.
The Pickle Rick kid is going to fucking run towards
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Shot in the throat.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's gonna be Pickle Rick kids that will have have never had any type of discipline or hardships in their life that will think that they're unstoppable and they're gonna go in. And that's what I want to see. I want to see those kids.
You want to
run.
watch death. You want to watch people. I don't know what's happening, but
Listen,
an inchworm fell in my leg and has been crawling across my jeans
Look,
for
I've
several
been getting
moments
I've been
here.
getting attacked by the trees. They do
think-
not want us here.
I think the shade.
But furthermore,
It's a double-edged
your
sword.
point of Like
He's
what
frozen
you want to
here.
see people die? What about like let's go back to the Roman times, the Greece times. You
We
know,
went to the Colosseum.
Have you been to the
We know all
Colosseum?
about that.
right, where people literally only went there to watch people die.
So you're saying this is the modern Colosseum?
I feel like we're missing that in our modern day society is watching people die.
We should
There
bring it
had to
back.
be. Yeah, there's.
Thin out the population. a little
That
bit.
was all the way. That was out all the way up until like duels, where you could, you and your neighbor have a disagreement. Let's go out and duel.
People would come out of their house and watch.
Yeah, people
Barry
would come
shoot
out. They'd be like,
Marvin.
yeah, they'd be like, ah, shit, there goes John. You know,
There goes
he's
that
fucking,
son
he's
of a
dead.
bitch.
What the heck?
Goodbye, little friend.
You know,
I'd like to bet on that.
Bet
you like
on
to
you.
bet
Bet on a
duels?
duel? You're
Yeah,
like,
I'm
oh,
sure
yeah.
they had.
That'd
I'm
be
sure they
cool.
had bets on duels.
That would
Absolutely.
be.
It'd be a
that'd be fun.
50-50. It wouldn't really be like big odds or anything.
If
but-
we got prisoners on death row, of which there are many, and are not going to be seeing the execution line anytime soon,
Put
got them
on
all
an island.
together, brought them to even an island, just Australia, just the middle of the outback in Australia.
That is Australia. What
Yeah.
you just described.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
An island.
You would just be making
Well-
Australia again.
yeah.
An island? You said Australia's an island? I guess every continent's an island, right?
Yeah.
Technically, they're all
This
surrounded by
island
water.
Earth.
Yes. Round them all up, put them together, and have them have like a real life Hunger Games and televise it. Be huge.
The last person gets their freedom.
Yes.
Last person
the thing
standing.
about
but they have to live in Australia.
Yeah.
Hunger Games stuck out to people because it was like kids. It was like kids in an island, like
Is
school
that
kids.
what stuck out to people?
Yeah.
That was the biggest part of
Yeah,
Hunger Games?
that's what made it like real. Because when you think about prisoners, you can't really relate. You're like, oh, they're gonna die anyway, and they were bad people.
And those movies already existed, like Death Race 2000. Like I think that's the premise.
What was that one where like you could control the prisoners? Remember that one where the kid controlled like one of the prisoners? and
Ender's
it was
Game.
Gamer?
Like, it wasn't Ender's Game. It was the one. It was the one where like he was controlling the guy and he was like shooting. And
I think it was
stuff.
literally just called Gamer or something.
Was it? Maybe I think you might be right. And he controlled like the prisoners. He had like a really high kill count.
doesn't seem fair.
He needed to win 50 games.
You're
Pretty
literally-
much he had to win 50 battle royales equivalent to like getting out.
Did he
which
do it?
Why would he control the prisoners? He was like a kid.
So people could control the prisoners, and the prisoners like had to pretty much win as the people controlling them. And if they won 50 times or some crazy number, then they could get out. Which in hindsight's like, dude, like why would you ever want to do something like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Like
I
I'm
guess if
gonna
they were gonna
volunteer my
execute
life.
you.
Unless Ninja was playing me, then
Which ninja?
Like which
I mean,
version
she's
of Ninja?
pretty good at art, but I don't know that she's gonna win a battle royale.
No.
That
That's true.
ninja's silly.
A little inside humor for the core audience, you know. I don't remember what we were talking about or how we got here or how we even got to this.
We were talking about Garrett.
we were talking about Sacramento.
in Sacramento.
Yeah.
Garrett's
Yeah,
life
yeah.
in
Oh, and
Duval.
a trip to Area 51. Okay, putting a pin in
Yeah.
that. Okay, Sacramento Yelp review. Putting a pin in that, and I'll take it back to Garrett. Let's tie the string.
So, you came out here how long ago?
Last November.
Okay, so
What
you haven't
the
even been
fuck?
here a year yet.
Yeah, no, I just moved out.
And had you been here prior?
I mean, I have family down here.
Oh, so you'd visited at least.
Yeah, I had visited, but not for like long periods of time. But I don't know. It's like so much more fast paced, which is something that I enjoy because it's not like because you could just go outside and even like you can walk the streets of Sacramento and just like not see anybody. But out here, there's like always people. Like I'll go outside at 3 a.m. and there's like a homeless person digging
And like
my
Hollywood.
garbage. Yeah,
Yes.
and it's like, or there's just like normal ass people walking.
Yeah.
It's just like super weird to me to like see that. But I mean, outside of like this, I don't really like do a whole lot. Just kind of sleep because like I enjoy doing this.
How's your school? You go to the same school that Lindsay went to,
Yeah.
right?
Lindsay has some opinions on that school.
Yeah, I mean, look where she ended up.
On this podcast. Stop filming.
I just know she doesn't have very high opinions about it.
And you have differing opinions.
I don't have differing opinions. I think it's pretty like the people there are just really cringe. Like if you think like I'm cringe, get a load of the people in my fucking class. It's so horrible. It's so bad. It's just like not
I never see you on this podcast.
no chance. But like I don't even know. I don't even understand how there's like not normal people in the class. Like it's not even like It's like, you know how you have high school, you got like stoners and you got like,
Sure.
and then there's those people in between.
Yeah,
Right.
It's just-
generic.
Yeah, there's no just generic people. It's all like mouth breathing like weirdos.
Yeah.
Freaks me out.
I feel like a lot of those kids I probably went to high school with too, because I was in a film, the only film program I was ever, because I never wanted to do it in college. I was in a pretty good film program in high school, and what you're just, I resonate with that
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
We had a lot of weird kids in those classes.
Yeah.
The ones who were really, really into it, and they knew that they wanted to go on to film school. Yeah, you got it. It's a very specific type of like archetype of character, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
I just don't see them going
Are you
very
sure it's just
far.
not your class and just generally people that go to this school are, as you described, mouth breathers?
I
It's
mean,
just maybe your class, just something happened.
I mean, sometimes I'll see like a hot girl walk by and just like,
She's
what
going to the
happened?
Do you think-
Chipotle
do you
up
think
the
she's-
street.
I was like, why am I not in her class? Or like, I see a normal person, I'm like, he looks normal. I think I would like him.
Do you think they ever look at you and say like, "Oh, look at this like Yu-Gi-Oh villain kid over here"? I'm just saying. I'm just trying to be devil's advocate here.
Okay. in
your
that
Yelp
case.
review of the film school.
Yeah.
Not every. Not everything a Yelp review.
Trying to generate content. I'm sorry.
No, but I don't know. And like some of the classes are just really redundant.
I feel like there's only so much they can teach you
Yeah.
that before it gets a little bit repetitive. Am I incorrect in saying that going to film school?
Lindsay
yourself?
graduated. It took her years to get to catch up. You're already here. What more is there to learn?
That's true.
You know?
I could
It's
just
like he's
drop
like
out.
Anakin Skywalker.
Drop out.
I could just drop out.
He
Don't drop
was
out.
the chosen one.
I'm not gonna drop out.
What I found through going to school and looking at the classes is, first of all, a lot of the programming is like teacher based, right? Whoever they get
Right.
as a teacher is the one that's gonna be doing the programming. So if you get some dude that's been in the industry for like 30 fucking years and he's only been working at local news broadcast stations, he's not gonna have like that much epic Hollywood like know-how
Yeah.
and whatnot.
Who's the
right?
most famous instructor you have there? Because we had some real hot shots at CFS, Colorado Film School. Let me tell you,
Oh yeah, in Colorado Springs.
What's some names?
it was in Aurora. Rick Waite. What did Rick Waite shoot? Famous cinematographer Rick Waite shot Cobra, starring Sylvester Stallone. What else?
48 hours.
48 Hours. Famous action movie.
Great outdoors.
The Great Outdoors, John Candy. I mean, these are classics. And he certainly wasn't at our film school because he no longer had a career and was just preferred to oogle young film students, and enjoy life. R.I.P. Rick Waite.
Yeah, no. The most famous that I've met is a dude named Michael Greenspan, and he directed this one movie with what is his name? What I said, Matt. It was the guy I said that he looked like at the skate park that one day. Adrian Brody. Adrian Brody. Yeah, with Adrian Brody, and it was just like about a criminal who like crashed and like didn't know who he was. It was just really. It got really bad reviews.
That's the most famous?
He
Yeah.
directed
Really?
an Adrian Brody movie and then ran out of money and needed a day job, so he teaches.
Yeah.
Right.
He's really weird too.
Doesn't James Franco teach at like USC or something?
Kind of like as a meme, I think.
Huh.
He doesn't need to. It's not
Right.
like his like, shit, I gotta make some cash.
Yeah, you should probably keep James Franco away from like younger students anyway. It's really
Because he's so handsome.
Sure.
yeah, that's why. Definitely not because of like him sending those messages back and forth to that like teenager.
I think that was a movie.
That wasn't.
You're thinking
a
of
movie.
Pineapple Express.
I'm not thinking of Pineapple Express. I'm thinking of a real life situation where James Franco was like hitting up.
Like he was stuck and his arm was trapped and he was like sending those messages like, "Help me, my arm's
No, like he-
stuck. I'm
no,
gonna
like he
die
was
here."
sending-
Oh.
Then he had to just cut his arm off.
Anyway,
127 hours.
127
That's
hours,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, the point was just you're only gonna learn as much as like your teacher is gonna teach you or knows about. So
Yeah. It's kind of sad.
But what if you needed to learn a way to get out of debt?
Yeah,
That's something I wish they would
That'd
teach
be,
at
yeah, that'd be
school.
good.
You know, our colleges get us into debt. Why don't they teach us to get out of debt?
Because now they make money.
Well, they could profit off of you and then send you forth into a field that was profitable, and it would be unrelated.
I need to hear this.
Unfortunately.
Garrett, listen
50,000.
up.
Check this
in
out.
debt.
Check.
Oh my God.
Check this out. It's very open and honest of you to just throw
Help
that
me
out there.
Help me out, Brett.
Well, maybe Upstart.com can help. That's the revolutionary lending platform that knows that you're more than just your credit score and your debt, and they offer smarter interest rates to help you pay off high-interest credit card debt. Upstart goes beyond the traditional FICO score when assessing your credit worthiness. They actually reward you based on your education, there you go, and job history, there you go, in the form of a smarter interest rate. Upstart believes you're more than just your credit score. They believe in you, and they understand that. They make it fast, simple, and easy to check your rate in just a few minutes without affecting your credit score. And the best part, once your loan is approved, most people get their funds the very next business day. Over 200,000 people have used Upstart to pay off credit cards, student loans, fund their wedding, or to make a large purchase. Perhaps you're starting a business on YouTube. You know, don't want to be relying on, one person's money to, have that come back to haunt you later. Free yourself from the burden of high-interest credit card debt by consolidating everything into one monthly payment with Upstart. See why Upstart is ranked number 1 in their category with over 300 businesses on Trustpilot, and hurry on over to upstart.com/CCTV to find out how low your Upstart rate is. That's upstart.com/CCTV. Upstart, thank you for sponsoring this podcast.
Thank you, Upstart.
The thing,
To get into that. I like how I said I was gonna listen
You zoned
because I
out.
needed to hear it, but I zoned out.
they're poking me with like this little
Do you
tweed.
think that's partially why you're in the position you are in?
Probably.
That's most people, Someone's like, well, if you want to save money and be financially smart, you're going to have to start spending smarter. You're going to have to put yourself on up. And it's just like white noise washes over. And someone's like, no, I'm
It's a funny argument because I hear a lot of kids saying that they wish that schools taught them how to do taxes and all this financial shit. But it's like, no kid's gonna fucking pay attention to that in class. Nobody is gonna pay attention to that.
I think a business major.
But, like-
people who aren't us.
Right.
People
But
with ADHD who want to make movies, not really going to absorb that.
Yeah, well, there's 2 points there, but also to that, like, what have you paid attention to school there? Like, for example, the do you remember any of like the math theorems that you learned? in,
A
like,
squared plus B squared equals C squared.
Okay, when have you used that for quite realistically much of anything? Would you have rather learned that, hey, put away like this percentage of your paycheck so that
Right.
can go towards like taxes, for example?
I just don't think most kids would absorb that information.
I'm just saying, like, you absorbed A squared, B squared, C squared, yeah?
I just said it back to you. So
Right.
yes.
Yes.
I absorbed it.
But what if there was something
A
else?
semester's worth of information. This is what was written. Yes.
No, I get what you're saying though.
I'm just saying it doesn't have to be like, oh, like, what are these kids gonna absorb? Because most of the time it's jack shit, and it's only like you're gonna only absorb what you're interested in to begin with. But if there's like key stuff that you could like just get drilled into your head, and then when you get out, you're like, wait, oh yeah, that's right. I've learned some very important things while going to this school.
But was
Yeah.
it worth it? Is it worth the loans?
do you have to do general ed?
I'm at high school. I wasn't talking
It's
about college.
accredited, so I mean, I have to take some
Talking about
general
college.
ed, like
College is a
math,
waste of time.
history. That's pretty much it.
That's crazy. So you have to take out a loan to go to a school where you're gonna learn the same shit, at least partially.
Garrett has like doctor debt right now. Look at him.
Doctor.
Yeah, I'm gonna be fucked up. Dude, I don't want to think about it. I'm just not gonna think about it until the time comes.
So this is partially why I'm glad I've kind of avoided having to go to university so far.
You're
'Cause-
like 1 semester from graduating.
Huh? No, that's not true. Even if I transfer, I'd have to probably do another year and a half.
He was an intern. He's like, this is why I'm glad I didn't go to college. Yeah, it's been great.
No, because I was in community college specifically to save money. Because what he's doing right now is what I avoided. Because he had to take a loan out. You now owe a bunch of money. But he also, part of his courses are general ed.
Why did they
Make him
allow?
feel like
First
shit.
of all,
He's right here.
No,
First
I'm
of
just
all-
saying, I'm explaining myself.
I don't think it should be legal for them to be able to take that much, or give you that big of a loan. Do you know what I mean?
You don't think it should be legal?
I don't think
Is
it
what
should
you
be
said?
legal that an 18-year-old can take on like literally like that insane number of a loan, And I don't know whether because they start interesting you the second that you get out. They'll hit you with like APR the second you graduate, thinking that you'll just get the job and you'll get the money back. It's probably some insane rate if they gave you that much too, right?
Yeah.
Well, do you remember the rate?
I
Was it like 10%? Like I'm thinking it's gonna be 9 or 10%. Yeah.
It's like 8%.
It's 8%.
Yeah.
So on top of the loan, they also had the 8% as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Cost of living out here is expensive. Like I say that, but it's like the same for Sacramento. But I don't know. I would be living with family if I had like family closer. Because before, I lived with my grandparents and I had to drive like an hour every day to school, and that fucking
Sucked.
yeah, that blew. So, but I don't know. It's just like the whole cost of living too is like paying rent and everything that takes up a lot of that money.
Yep.
You work somewhere right now, other than here for
No.
free?
No, I don't work anywhere else.
Was it living as well? It's not just college tuition.
No, it's living too.
Oh, it's living too. Yeah, because it's better, right? Because otherwise you would be like ultra fucked. That you just have like a flat loan and you can't afford to live. Yeah.
Well, your internship's about to end soon.
Yeah. So you better figure it out.
We'll see about getting you on the old payroll, okay?
Okay.
You know,
Thank you.
A few cookie crumbs from your dying uncle. He's like in like an oxygen mask, like, here, you want $5 for an ice cream? Like, see like fucking leg snot running down their face.
You mentioned like I forget what was said. I guess in terms of like just school curriculum and just like because you were talking about the business majors and such are different from like the creatives and stuff, which is like also largely true.
Thank you.
Some of the Nordic countries like have different approaches towards how they like teach people to begin with, and the basis is just not every kid learns the same way. Some are like visual learners, some are hands-on, some can just pick up a textbook. And it's weird that our educational system is just very flat. Like, you remember this stuff, you will do good. And not like, well, there's just some practical stuff that you may be better at that other people aren't, and grade you off of that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's one of the issues too with like high school education in particular is kind of rough because generalizing as much as they do, again, it doesn't work with like every single approach to a person that should be different, but every high school is more or less just the same curriculum.
Very much streamlined.
Right. But then they also change it up every few years. Like I used to have to do a core testing or something, which was like which was just like mandatory tests you had to do every year.
Yeah,
and then
like
they
standardized.
Yeah, standardized. I think they stopped doing that. I was the last year they did that for. They stopped doing that now. Now they do like different tests, but now it's not even like it's some weird shit. They change it up all the time, and they just they just can't find an answer for it. You know what I mean? Like, how do they approach it to that many people? But I like the way that they do it in certain countries. Like, I have a friend in the Czech Republic, for instance, and when they get into high school, or what the equivalent of high school is there, you go in choosing a path that you want to study, sort of like college, like a college major, but not as like strict, I guess. So you can get into art, you can get into computer science, get into whatever, math, whatever you think you're strong at the time. Because I feel like by the time you get into high school, you should already kind of have like an idea of what you're good at and what you enjoy doing. Like, you don't have to settle on an exact job, but you'll learn different curriculum depending on what you choose, and everything you learn pertains to what you choose. Whereas like with high school, you get kind of fucked here because you might be interested in a certain subject and you know you want to study in college, but you go in weaker for it because you're not learning that in high school. You only learn the very bare minimum in that. So if you want to get into computer science in college, you take one computer science class that's mandatory in high school, and then that's it. Yeah. Versus like studying that for 3 years, already getting into it, knowing a lot of stuff. So
I mean, we had kind of stuff like that at my high school because we had like TDA. It's called TDA Academy, which is like a graphic design academy.
Yeah.
So it's like 4 years we spent during that class doing graphic
Right,
design.
like that's like just trade schools though in general, where you can learn a trade during your high school.
Right, but they don't really, it's just not a common option out here. People don't really do that.
People don't
And
really
the counselors don't ever really recommend that either.
Well, I mean, that's like a counselor. Well, your high school counselors are going to recommend you go to a different school. I mean, they should in that situation. If you're like, I don't really benefit from general education as much as I would if I was like, hey, I want to go to auto tech. and learn about like the auto industry, whereas like a trade school would like give you 4 years of that in high school. And a lot of times they give you like a degree saying you went to this trade school, so when you get out and you're like looking for a job, you already have 4 years of like practical experience.
Right.
Where some 18-year-old, I mean, might be also be in the same boat, but at least you can like be up over him in the sense that you have a degree.
Right. Yeah.
Versus like, oh, I worked at my dad's
But that's
garage.
just never. I never hear that be very incentivized. Like, there's not a lot of high school counselors who tell you that. There's not a lot of people who give you that option, though the option is there. Just nobody.
You just have to like, I don't know. Your parents could have to be like, hey, like there's better options
But the
for my
parents
kid.
they don't even know about it either, though, because like nobody knows about that.
My trade school was pretty popular because it hosted like 20 something different cities that would have buses, because and all those cities would, partially fund the school to get like more kids into that school, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get you.
So they had a lot of funding just generally, and so it was a very well-known trade school. And so like I had to like apply to get into there and go to like interviews and stuff before I got into it. Right.
How old were you at the time?
It was like whatever, high school age 15, I guess. And so then I got into that school, and then it wasn't for the first year, my freshman year, it was like you got to choose 10 or 12 different shops, and you would try them out for a week, and you would get like graded basically, and then at the end of your freshman year you would get to choose the shop you want, and if you got a good grade you have a better chance of getting into that particular shop.
Gotcha,
If that makes sense.
gotcha.
And then after that you'd get 3 more years of practical experience. So I chose graphic design, and they had me working on like t-shirt presses, they had me working on like print presses, to just like
Right.
mass envelopes,
Yeah, like that's
graphic design.
That's
all
the
that
sort of
stuff.
experience that I'm talking about, that I just don't think a lot of kids in this country are like. A lot of people don't know the option is there, is what I'm saying. Like the
people don't
option
have a
exists,
choice.
it's just not very widespread as well. Like in some cities don't even have that.
Also, trade schools used to be like looked down upon for a long time.
Yeah.
That should be like the deplorables kind of thing,
Yeah.
where it's just like, you guys go take a trade, you don't belong in general education. And it's kind of 360 it's instead, where it's like now employers are hiring people with experience instead of the degree. And so now it's like,
Oh, yeah.
flipped it on its ass, where
Experience for nowadays, it seems like any field you're in, aside from obviously like a medical field or something that needs like hard degrees for and years of training to do so. Aside from that, I feel like most other jobs, they want to hire people with experience. But if you're also studying a major for 4 years, you don't have any time to take on a job to actually earn that experience. You get kind of like fucked when you get out of college, because anybody who wants to hire you wants experience, but you couldn't get experience because you couldn't get into a job that would give you that experience. And it's just like a vicious cycle. It's stupid.
That's where nepotism takes over. Straight to the top. No matter what school you go to, there's one thing that I think everybody needs while you're listening to those chill beats, to relax and study too. How about a pair of wireless earbuds? But before you go dropping hundreds of dollars on a pair, why don't you check out the wireless earbuds from Raycon? They start at about half the price of any other premium wireless earbuds on the market, and they sound just as amazing. You've got a pair? Lindsay's got a pair.
I do.
And now I have a pair.
Now Garrett has a
Check
pair.
these out. This company was actually co-founded by Ray J and celebrities like Cardi B.
Okay.
That's a little where we're at. That's kind of our
It's a household
vibe.
name.
I saw Cardi B, when I was chilling at Dan Bilzerian's house. Let me just, that's where
It's
we're
a weird
at.
flex, dude.
That's where we're at as a company, okay? And then I'd also say like Snoop Dogg. That's our vibe.
Okay.
Now, if I was gonna say Melissa Etheridge, maybe that's more like a Lindsay vibe. That's more like
I give you a Melissa Etheridge vibe.
it was worth my. Hey, I listen. Who doesn't get down with Melissa? Okay. Brandy, J.R. Smith.
Oh, he's wet.
J.R. Smith.
Oh, you like? Okay, so maybe.
wet.
Okay, maybe we should have chose J.R. Smith. We got a lot of different vibes here. Anyways, Raycon's E50 wireless earbuds have totally changed the game. They're so comfortable and so easy to take anywhere. Unlike some other wireless options, Raycon earbuds are both stylish and discreet, with no dangling wires or stems. And of course, they don't just look great; they sound great. Hey, Lindsay, what do you like about your Raycon earbuds?
I have no mic.
You were talking earlier. Now you have to talk now. You own a pair. What do you like about
There's
them?
not
You
even
said
a
they stay
camera mic.
charged.
Yeah.
Lindsay says they stay charged super well. They don't, you charge them up. They don't lose their battery quickly. Brought mine to the beach this weekend. What do you like about yours?
audio quality is pretty good, and they're portable. I like not having any wires.
They're also very easy to connect to your phone. You want to listen to Spotify, it's not a whole hassle. I bought this other pair of like wireless headphones and it was like always dropping off of Spotify. It was kind of annoying. But these, I haven't had that problem. They're great. They look good. Plug them in, be discreet. You get on the plane. Lindsay was going to Austin. She said she just put them in and then she just like zoned out in the flight. That's great. I am the Lindsay spokesperson.
Yeah.
And the Raycon spokesperson.
To get the Lindsay brand of approval. What the fuck?
Raycon offers their wireless earbuds for everyone in a range of fun colors and at an unbeatable price. Go to buyraycon.com/CCTV to get 15% off your order. That's buyraycon.com/CCTV. That's 15% off. Get yourself some nice wireless earbuds. Take them everywhere. You know, you're studying, you're working, whatever. It's great. And you'll support one of our supporters, which we really appreciate. Thank you, Raycon, for being such a good company.
These are pretty up.
Looks like a Final Fantasy character.
I can't hear you. I have my rig on.
That's right.
What'd you say?
Garrett, what's next?
What do you mean? What's next? I don't like talking about myself.
Oh.
I don't know.
People want to know.
People want to know who
People want to
people.
know.
Do I know these people?
You don't know them, but they know you.
Oh,
You might know some of them.
it's kind of scary.
It might pop up on your
It's
social
like fucking
media
Ants
feed.
Canada over here, dude.
Ants Canada. Somewhere on this. What was that sound? Oh, that's your phone. Okay, so you listen. As you know, cow chops days are pretty numbered.
Few and far between.
Few and far between. That's a great way to put it. What is the next big leap? Cow chop ends. We all die. You're the last person alive. You're gonna continue your film school career.
Yeah, I'll probably end up doing that. Maybe, I don't know.
You having uncertainties now?
I mean, see, it's fun. Like, stuff like this is fun. So, I mean, I would like to do this on the side.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, priority, probably, like, directing, like, movies. I don't know.
That's what you're studying too. That's your focus,
Yeah,
right?
directing.
Gotcha.
So,
Would you like to write and direct?
yeah, I write a lot. So, like, I'm always, like, writing stuff. And I always like to direct what I write. But, I don't know. I haven't been in the mood lately. You kind of have to, it kind of comes in phases, you know, to really get down to it and write.
Yeah,
Do you write, Brett?
I do.
You do?
But I agree that it also comes in phases. Sometimes you're just like, it's like, am I gonna cook dinner tonight? Am I gonna write
No.
a nice script and then just go direct it with my funds and people I know?
Or am I gonna, turn on the air purifier and put some lavender oils in my mister and just put on some chill beats to study to and pass out for like 4 hours before you wake up
Down in a pillow.
before you wake up at 10 p.m. and realize you just screwed up your internal body clock and just have no motivation to do much of anything but just like hang out with your dog and
So you had a good
Holy
night.
shit.
what's up?
Is that it?
I don't know. We don't know where we go.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm chilling.
Well, that's good. What I would say, not that anyone asked me, but just do it as much as you can while you're in school, and you've got that like sort of umbrella, because it's just so much more of a pain in the ass to try to like do something like that when you have to like, oh god, I gotta go to this job and make time. Like, even doing like off candy, I mean, you know what it's like to try and like find the time. It's expensive, and
Yeah.
it's tough.
Yeah.
So soak it up, because I made a lot of good stuff in film school, and I make like one short film a year for Cow Chop, which is cool. Hey, at least it could be zero,
Yeah.
and
That's
it was.
something.
So, what's this like? What's this funny face? You have so many signature
Yeah, I get
faces.
a Uber driver that had like a essential oils mist machine in his car, and
he's still on
he was
this.
a science denier. He was an anti-vaxxer, and he was telling me about how he doesn't vaccinate his kids and how when they get sick, he just gives them the oils kit.
Wait,
And
The oils
he told you
kit.
this out of his own volition. You
yes,
didn't ask
I
him.
didn't prod the information out of him. He had the mister and it was going off in the car. Like it was in the
You didn't realize they had like a measles vaccine in it that you were breathing?
No, it was in the cup holder, and we were just going. I'm like, that smells nice, and then that's how he went into a tangent about that and just giving me the information, like the government doesn't know what it's doing. His kids are perfectly healthy. If they feel a little down, he's like, I got them this oils kit. They know which oils they need for which type of sickness.
You know how some people like would normally be like a recluse and they'd have all this shit stored up in their brain? I think Uber has opened a huge category of the population who are just like, oh my God, I have someone to talk to every like 15, 20 minutes. So anyways, the lizard men are definitely coming in off the coast, and you should not vaccinate, and blah, blah, blah. It's interesting. I have a lot of good conversations, but also what you're describing
Uber
is like,
gives crazies a platform, dude, for sure. I want to get behind that agenda first and foremost. Especially the lower you go, like for example, like Lyft share, for example, like you're gonna run into some shit for sure.
Uber
like
pool, you're asking for trouble.
you're asking for someone to say some shit next to you.
Yeah.
So you're saying at the higher
Here, there.
tiers. you
Yeah,
won't
the higher
hear
tiers,
that.
the higher up you go, at that point, they're getting like they're getting paid not to fucking say shit.
Gotcha.
Because
Just take it easy.
Yeah.
You're on that like Uber Gold or Uber Platinum, like you have like on my phone I bought us so many rides. So, yeah, they don't come at you with the anti-vax rhetoric right out of
Right.
the gate.
The anti-vax rhetoric is it's a pretty hard thing to come at somebody with.
They'll feel you out at least when you look at your t-shirt.
I don't think he really felt me out. I was just like, because I was like, wow, like really interesting. I'd love to know more about this thing you've got going on.
What if you
here.
had challenged him? You ever just feel like you'd be like, wow, I could have like a straight up altercation in this car and just ruin my ride for 20 minutes and be like, you're actually really endangering not only your children, but this public Satan. Like, you're like, I'm going to do this.
No, I think I questioned him like, oh, and I'm like, and that helps build up the immunities to these disease, like to these, viral infections or something. I called him out as to, I want him to explain to me how, like, I don't know, putting a fucking, I don't know, orange mango scent into your fucking, humidifier is the same thing as like preventing, diseases.
Polio?
Yeah, exactly. And he's like, no, it has all that stuff inside the oil. So I'm like, really? And it has the actual bacteria in the oil. And he's like, yeah. So that's the only part I think he was hung up on. But after that, I just realized there's no battle here. He's already doing it. Like I'm not gonna be the guy to change how, what kind of oils he gives to his kids, right? His kids are dead.
No, it's...
And at that point, I'm like, do I give this guy a 1 star and no tip, or do I give him a tip because he's gonna need it for like when he brings his kids to the doctors inevitably because they're fucking dying.
Sometimes they beat the odds. Didn't I see on Twitter that like Autumn said like her parents didn't vaccinate her, so she just got vaccinated for the first time? Hopefully I didn't misread that, but sometimes
I guess
people all around you. Were you vaccinated?
I am vaccinated. Thank goodness.
That could have been a real moment, right?
we had.
I've been heavily vaccinated.
I got like
which explains a lot.
Everyone on this channel. Wait a minute. No, wait a minute. We were all vaccinated? Oh, no.
There's correlation here.
No.
There's like a big shot that us like Slavs get into our like our arm. Like most of us have a scar from it.
Yeah,
I think
my dad has
The
a.
super serum?
Is it polio?
It was
polio
polio.
shot?
It was polio. I think my dad doesn't have it. I think my grandparents had it. My grandma has it. I know for sure.
Yeah.
It's something about the, like whatever they're injecting into you fucks up the injection
It's
site.
kind of like you ever had like a TB shot, like a TB test, where your skin puffs up like a little coin shape. It's like that, but it doesn't go away. Yeah.
My girlfriend has one, so I don't know. That's how they do it over there in those
You guys have matching
third world.
tattoos.
Well, mine's already tattooed,
Oh, you covered it up.
so I don't see it anymore. But I used to have one for a while. I was like, what the fuck is this? Why do I always have this? Are we like fucking tagged, dude? Like,
Government, secret
are we
government
getting
program.
geo-shared?
Oh no.
Damn.
Yeah. So, yeah, dude, vaccinate your kids.
Vaccinate your kids. That's
You
the
know?
lesson. Don't go to college. Covered a lot of ground on this podcast. Well, Garrett, thanks for enlightening us a little bit. You remain a mystery, but that's the beauty of life,
That is the beauty of life.
We don't need the full download from everybody. You didn't come on the podcast and say, listen, I don't know what secrets you're harboring that I could use in this example, but
I had a podcast when I got hired on that I talked about myself.
I guess you were pretty chatty. But I'm just saying there were still things about you we didn't know and still don't know.
Still things you don't know about me.
Very exciting.
Never will.
Never will.
I'll never see you guys again after 5 months from now.
I hope so.
At least you're honest.
Nah.
At least you're on. He doesn't return our calls. Right? Alec, let us be on your channel. I need a guest spot. Straight to voicemail.
Oh, man.
All right. Well, anyways, thanks for watching CCTV. Thanks to our sponsors, and we'll see you on the next jungle expedition. This has been real sweet.
Bye.
Bye, Lindsay. Bye.
We really want to sell you your next car and your next one.
You know, I've based my whole life on motivation. That's motivating. What it means, they're trying their best to let you know that you've made the right choice.